All right, folks, the deck is Aggro Shaman. The goal of the deck is to make our opponent die. That's it. That's the deck. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can catch me live at twitch.tv/Roffle.
Watch this!
A good hand. I don't know if I want the Likkim in hand, though. I'd rather draw the Elemental off of the... I feel like just going Tunnel Trogg, Lightning Bloom, Likkim is pretty good, though. Roffle, how long did you play this game free to play? Like 5 years? A long time. Well, both Likkims, I guess. I've said this once. I'll say it 1,000 times. Turn 2 is for nerds. Yeah. I might need to attack into that, but also the opponent has a face that I'm kind of looking at. Kindling Elemental would be ideal here.
For no one but me.
I mean, that also seems okay, right? Fortunately, it's not as great as I had hoped. I think without any burst damage, I might need to take this trade. Otherwise, we just lose the Trogg for next turn. Socks are just feet gloves? Not entirely true. They're actually feet mittens, if you think about it.
I'm looking for a few good mercenaries.
Not sure that's going to solve the problem. At least not immediately. And then, hey, we drew the burst anyway, so cool. But, I mean, we had it with the Likkim. Easy Trogg lethal.
Know the true essence of fear for Doomhammer.
As much as I want a Totem Golem, I think I need a 1-drop more. I'm gonna hold this so that I can get the Windy Boy down next turn.
Nature waits for no one but me.
There's no good Defile here yet, and this plays around Dark Skies.
Such glory. A mistake? Now?
Yeah. They can go in next turn, so I just need to launch damage at their head. They can play a Violet Illusionist, but not a Mal'Ganis now.
You serve There's room
Yes, I get it.
darkness for you.
GG, that's not how the deck works. The hit Mal'Ganis off of that, but they can't play him. Because of one of them, they got reduced, right? That's what the extra tick was from? So because we got him to 9, we prevented the Mal'Ganis.
For Doomhammer.
Oh my god. Yep. Let's just top deck a Lightning Bloom here, right? Okay, if they had played something into this board, I would have probably just gone with the Totem Golem first, but now I want to start scaling the... That's cute. I think this is a legitimate Thonk turn. Young Grizz, thank you for the prime. I think I trade and go in hard next turn. It's not likely that this dies. It dies. That's fine. Alright, next turn is the turn. I could have given up a Storm's Wrath previous turns to protect the Tunnel Trogg, but I feel like I'd still be kind of an awkward spot if that were the case. Maybe just taking the opponent off the board is good enough here. Why does Druid have +1/+1 without Overload and Shaman has to carry this thing? So bad. I mean, we don't need a card to be as good as one of the best cards in the history of Hearthstone to be a good card. Cut the Camel. Thank you for the sub. Like, it would be a bad thing if this didn't have Overload, because then it would be another Mark of the Lotus, and that would be a bad thing.
Oh, you built this for me.
Like, it's still a very good card, even with the Overload, which tells you how ridiculous it is that Mark of the Lotus is a card.
Your soul shall be mine. For Doomhammer.
As good as Dungeoneer is, I don't think I have the time to keep it against Warlock. We just want to, like, slam some damage at the opponent early on. Oh my god. How do I get this down? Just like here into here, and then I like Lightning Bloom that out next turn. Boros, thank you for the 100 bits. Not a great turn, but I want to start scaling this. And I don't want a hero power. Best draw is a any 1 mana card is probably just fine here. Yeah, seems good. It adds stats on board, so it makes the Dark Skies worse. Defile's still not really a concern. Imagine if that didn't overload us here, chat. We'd have 1 less damage. But it's like weird that people bring up, like, complain about the fact that power creep is a thing in Hearthstone, and then like the opposite happens and a worse card is printed, and everyone either ignores it or complains about that fact as well. So it's like it's a lose-lose.
The forest fights back.
For Doomhammer.
Zapper is not the card we want here. I kind of want that Lightning Bloom back now, but this is a very good opener.
Nature's blessings upon you.
Greetings,
Nature's
friend.
blessings
Greetings,
upon you.
friend. Maybe it's just different people. Usually, maybe, sometimes. But, like, there's also just people who will complain. The same person will complain no matter the scenario, too. Like, I don't think it's exclusively just different people. Oh my god, this hand.
That was wild.
This whole format is wild, in fact. And don't pretend like you're not going to do something equally powerful. That's not what I was anticipating, but... Alright, they do not have a turn here, but they are going to be able to trade down into our board. Fortunately, I've got the Arid Stormer set up, so... Oh, wait, they have 1 mana. I miscounted. But unless it's Mark, it's pretty irrelevant. I mean, yeah, you gotta take the Trogg off the board, but I don't think this is a winning line. I think they just, a bit hard on their overload here. Just gonna trade down here, try and set up for a big Storm's Wrath turn. Cut the camel! Thank you for another gifted sub. Really appreciate that. Oh, okay. Well, they've got a little bit more length now because it's the like it's the spell token. That's not enough to clear the. Okay.
The storm is in me.
Elements guide me.
I wanted to play around Arbor up there.
That was wild.
Again, I don't want to give them a board because that's how they win the game. I don't like giving up 3 damage there, but I think it's worth.
Well played. I can't win them all.
Bees? Yeah, it's just a spell token druid.
Your soul shall be mine for Doomhammer.
We don't need to remove overload for overload cards to be good. Yeah, I don't understand why people think that overload is bad. There's situations where it's bad, but like independently, overload as a mechanic, no mechanic is inherently bad or good. There are good overload cards, such as the ones in this deck. What are you coining for 2? Is this not Stealer?
There is so much
Doesn't look like it. Okay. I didn't want to... Yeesh.
You are not the boss of me.
I can't overload here. Just gotta wait until next turn. Or I can trust that I top deck something playable next turn. Which is a huge portion of my deck. I'm gonna go that route. Bolt the 3/2. Like the problem with bolt anything is that like I don't have a turn 3 right now. so I just have to hope that my draw is good enough. Often I feel like overload cards are strong tempo cards, except you lose the tempo within the next turn. Yeah, that's the trade-off with them. It's like a unique mechanic, I think. Again, there's nothing wrong with overload in and of itself. Cool. I gotta take the Tiny Knight off, which means going here, and then I just deal with the Malkazar's up next turn. Hot Pocket, thank you for the prime. Yeah, overload makes you reassess your turns, like what happened with the our turn 2, right? It wasn't just a free, like, a blind play of the lightning bolt like it otherwise would be, because I had to consider the consequences of that. So should be in a good spot from here. The opponent's gonna start doing some damage to themselves, and I'll be sending stuff upstairs. Again, when you think about some of the best cards in the history of Hearthstone, many of them, or in Shaman at least, many of them have had overload attached to them. So there's nothing, like, again, inherently wrong with overload. It's just recently there's been... Oof, I did not draw a card this turn. Recently there's been a lot of bad overload cards printed, but that's like, that's the cards being bad, that's not overload's fault.
Too hot for you. Elements guide me.
Overload is just pseudo ramp, it's more front loaded. Yep. So that's why some of the better overload cards have been tempo based, because you get the payoff immediately rather than, like, potentially waiting, or having to wait rather. Do I just send everything upstairs here?
What to do?
Crackle the Tiny Knight? I think that's a losing play. Like, I just need to race from here. I think it's either Stormer Hero Power or Likkim and Crackle Face. The reason I'm leaning towards the Likkim Crackle Face is that like, that gives me more turns with the Likkim equipped. I think I'm just going here. I'm gonna cash in on the Stormer while I can, and that effectively buys me a turn, I think. They don't have taunts. Some decks run the 4-mana demon. So part of the consideration for why I hesitated on just sending the burst upstairs is because if I were to throw a Crackle at the head, which I had the opportunity to do, they're less likely to tap moving forward, so I feel like it was worth to try and bait a tap there.
Is this my final form? For Doomhammer.
Tempest on 1 is good. It's no Tunnel Trogg, but it's close enough. Also, how come nobody complains that Surging Tempest isn't as good as Tunnel Trogg? Mora, thank you for the 2 months. People did. That's true, they did. I might coin a Serpentshrine next turn. Have you been liking Bloom? It makes for more explosive turns. That is fine. Oh wait, so is that. What is next turn? If I think coin is better here. Coin Serpentshrine, that is. Because that leaves me the ability to just jam a Totem Golem. Because we are trading here, right? I like this play. Follow the rules. And then turn 4, I just have the potential to go Dungeoneer into Storm's Wrath.
I feel icky.
Just gonna ignore this Leaper Gnome. Or, if I want to give up my following turn, this overloads for... If I do this into this, then I can play the Totem Golem behind it. Right, that gives me 2 mana. Yeah, let's do that.
The storm is in the heat.
You've got the opponent in a very awkward position, it seems. Wow, that cannot feel good.
How's the weather down there? Let me work my magic.
This is why I've been trading.
Nature waits for no one but me.
Zap 'em!
I don't think they have 17 damage from hand.
I got you, friend.
Well then. Thanks for the lethal.
Elements guide me.
I feel like Kindling is always a keep.
For Doomhammer.
And maybe look for the Arid Stormer to follow it up. I'm not gonna have a hand on like turn 3. Vapor Pain, thank you for the 16 months. Happy 16 month, Roffle. I think I've watched you every day for over 16 months. By the way, you need new curtains. They are looking for a little thin. Monkus?
Oh, you built this for me?
Is this the nuts?
You built this for me?
I think it might be. Arid Stormer on 2. I mean, it would have been nice to have a not a Surging Tempest, a Wailing Vapor, I suppose.
The boss of me.
Uh-oh. Alright, that's fine. Trogs are gonna have to rule next turn. Bonk. Bonk. Been seeing a lot of Disco Warlocks. 1 mana 2/4 into 2 mana 2/5 Wind Fury? Yeah, but also with Rush. Pretty gross. Opponent's in quite the pickle. Maybe not. Infinite? Yeah. I learned from Twitch chat that 2 equals infinite.
No, don't. It's still good.
I need 1-drops into either type of druid. Lightning Bolt does not count. That counts. I will take 1 Arid Stormer off the top, please. How cheap is this deck? About as cheap as you can get. There are no epics, no legendaries, and not even that many rares. So, I think it's even less than 1,600. I think it's less than the cost of a single legendary.
Time goes short.
Okay.
Nature waits for no one but me.
Well played.
Wow, that was a draw. GG, not necessarily. It looks like it's the token-based aggro druid, which has some length to it, if you know what I'm saying. Plus, I don't have a turn 3, but that was a pretty sweet turn, at least. It's good with burst in hand. Even is better than aggro in an aggro meta, I feel, with devolves. I don't know that it's devolved necessarily. I think it's just like has more potential defense. But in general, I feel like even Shaman is a more consistent deck just because it's less high rolly, I think, the major difference. I think I just need to pace my resources out a bit. So hero power, novice lightning, or lightning storm bolt. Or this does 7, 10, not quite enough, yeah. I just want to use all of my mana. And set up for damage next turn. Mark, thank you for the prime. Do you think neutral spells will exist? It's possible. I didn't think legendary spells would exist, but they did, so. Oh, please let me top deck Storm's Wrath. Never lucky. I really wanted to make the claim that Storm's Wrath was clearly superior.
You asked for it.
For Doomhammer.
I think I like this whole hand. 1, 2, and then 3 is this plus the weapon, yeah. I might even consider going Wailing Vapor into Lightning Bloom Custodian. New fire spell, no work. Not in this deck. I'm gonna give up damage here to play around Flame Ward, I think. Do I just attack first? Then coin. Play around explosive as well. So I'm losing damage with these lines, but I feel like it gives me better long-term potential. Oh, it's Mizaki. Okay. That's a draw. I'm just gonna play that alone this turn. I could have gotten punished by Flame Ward there, but I made a pretty good read that it was Mizaki, so.
Oh, you built this for me.
He also, oh yeah, you're right, I did test the previous turn, so it didn't really matter anyway. I have a block pop here. I think there's no harm in playing this. It makes me better into Waker. Looking for a second block. Nope. Thank you to legendary patrons Brian Wynn, Bizzle Jizzix, Jeffrey Pierce, Justice Crater, Keys404, Korback, Noggleshire, Notorious HS, Shadow1 TV, Sognisman, and Fanfix.